Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Andrea Patrick, the BU Boss. Thanks for joining me if you are back. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and click the notification bell if you want to know how to be unapologetically you, because that's what we're talking about here on this channel. Personal branding is the name of the game. How do you put who you are into action so that you can be a success in your life, career, and business? In today's episode, we are going to be talking about what it really and truly means, like for real, to develop, plan, and execute for success in the new year using your personal branding. All year I've talked about how it is important for you to understand your value and know how to put that value to action and leverage it to work for you. No matter what your project is, whether it's in your life, you're building a home for yourself, you want to be a standout citizen in your community, or you have your own business and you want to stand out for your clients, or if you are in a career and you're trying to climb the corporate ladder, these personal branding techniques that I've been sharing with you are helpful in you being unapologetically you, regardless of the project. And I've talked about it all year long. Specifically in this series, the 4P New Year Push, I wanted to share with you some tips and techniques and strategies to use these so that you can grow and be better next year. Taking what you've learned this year, applying it to what it is you have to do next year so that you can be unapologetically you in those situations and circumstances. So today I wanted to share with you, what does it truly mean? How can you really, honestly, and truly develop, plan, and execute for success next year using what you know about yourself and the things that you need to do and be your best? So let's dive in to the video. Before you can get anything done, you have to build a solid foundation, whether it's marketing your business, whether it's going out and getting recognized in the community, or whether it is getting promotions in your career. Building a solid foundation is important. What does that mean? You have to develop a personal brand. In order to really have a personal brand that's going to work for you, that personal brand needs to speak boundaries, expectations, and treatment. You have to set those things. And that's why this is the foundation, setting the foundation, building the personal brand. Okay. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Because the next step is planning. How are you going to take this personal brand that you've created, identifying what your value is, how you want to show up, what you need to do and be your best, how you're going to set boundaries, how you're going to manage expectations, how you're going to teach people how to treat you. That is the plan. That's where you need to go next. In order for you to be successful, you have to create those personal standard operating practices. That is your plan of action. How do you approach the non-negotiables when they happen? How do you manage objections when they come your way? How do you communicate with people in a way that they can absorb what it is you're saying for efficiency and effectiveness? That is the plan that you're going to create in order to then execute. So just to backtrack, if we are developing, planning, and executing for success using personal branding, you have to, number one, create a personal brand. Once you've identified that value, it is now time to create a plan of action so that you have that consistency as you move forward in your life, career, and or business. What does that look like? That is you creating personal standard operating practices, the plan. That is your plan. You have to create those personal standard operating practices. What are you going to do when someone has approached a non-negotiable? How are you going to communicate your needs, both verbally and non-verbally? How are you going to stay motivated when that is important because you can feel yourself waning? What are you going to do consistently to get back up on that horse when you fall off? That is a plan. Those are your standard operating practices, your personal standard operating practices. That is your plan of action. Now comes the execution of the plan. When those things come up, that is you already knowing what you need to do to overcome the objection, to overcome the disappointment, to overcome the anger, to maximize the excitement, the value, optimize the opportunities? What are you actually going to do? Do you have the plan, those standard operating practices? So if you are interested in really and truly being successful next year, it is going to be imperative that you have you develop who you are, what it is you need to do and be your best, understanding your value. It's important that you have a plan of action for setting those boundaries, managing those expectations, and teaching people how to treat you. And then it's important that you take that plan and use it. Practice what you preach in the execution. Now, guys, I don't think anyone really talks about these things, but it's important because I am so familiar with getting to the end of the year and not having accomplished the things that I wanted to accomplish because I did not have what I needed, the tools, the resources, the motivation, the inspiration, the knowledge. I didn't have it. And I hope that this 4P New Year push has been helpful to you so that you can actually be one step ahead of the new year. Because it's one thing to set goals, do your vision board, be focused, but it's another thing to know what you need to do and be your best, understanding that value, developing that value, and then setting and creating a plan of action to actually make that stuff come to fruition and then executing on that plan. You can set your revenue calendar, your revenue content calendar all you want to and know how much money you want to make. But if you don't have a standard operating practice for your daily workflow, for how you're going to get there, and you're focused on that, it does not matter how much money you wrote down at the beginning of the year that you want to make by the end. It's not going to happen. Trust me and believe me when I tell you, I am the president of that club. I've been there and I've done that. And these 4 Ps that I've shared with you for this New Year push, this has been lessons that I've learned over the years. And they have been very helpful to me to make sure that by the end of the year, I'm seeing the results that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. So if you have any suggestions or questions or thoughts or concerns, please leave them in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Give this video a big thumbs up and make sure if you have not already, hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell because 2024 is going to be off the chain, y'all. I've got some new series coming that are going to be ongoing throughout the whole year. I'm going to be walking you through not just how to run your business, but I talk about life, career, and business. And I want to show you the behind the scenes of living intentionally using these personal branding techniques that I've shared with you. So next year, we are going to have some series that go into lifestyle and how you live intentionally using these personal branding techniques and tricks that I've shared with you over the years. So be sure you are subscribed so you know when all of that happens. Now, also, don't forget, Project CEO has launched and get on the wait list for that because a lot of the things that I'm sharing with you today and in this series I go into much more detail about. There are practices that help you really solidify the content and use it in your own life. And there are coaching sessions where I am live in those coaching sessions, answering questions, giving suggestions, and it's just a fun time for all. And there are so many people who have taken advantage of this coaching and have loved every minute of it and have gotten great benefits from it. So get on the wait list. It's simple as putting your name on the wait list. And I promise you, it will benefit you in the end, whether you decide to get the program or not. It's better to be on the list than not be on the list. All right, that does it for this season of Be the Brand TV. God, it has been so exciting. But don't drop off because there are so many videos on this channel. If you are just tuning in, go back, look at some of the series that we've put on this year and in the past. Get yourself some really good information and then join us back here. All right. Thank you for watching. Oh, by the way, 12 Days of Reindeer Games is still going on if you're watching this in real time. Make sure that you head over to my blog, andreapatrick.com/blog. And that is where those videos are being housed, and you can join in getting some of the prizes potentially if you do what is, in the terms and conditions of the giveaway. But that's great information over there as well. So make sure you are tuning in. Okay, bye guys.